Avatar: The Last Airbender's greatest strength was how it dealt with adult themes through the eyes of childhood. And the biggest questions for me regarding this franchise's foray into the world of film is how do they handle the change in formatting, and how do they portray those same complex emotions through the eyes of adulthood? The theme I could not help but take away from the film is the effect of isolation. Spoilers. The film starts off with Aang dreaming of the days where the air nomads filled the skies and he could learn lessons from his mentor Gyatso. This lesson was that air nomads must show restraint even when they know they can win. However, the dream turns into a nightmare with the Fire Nation invading, and Aang wakes up with Appa and Momo, the only living representatives of his previous life. Even though he's defeated the Fire Nation, Aang still feels guilt for not being there to stop the original invasion. And while the original series did deal with this, it doesn't feel like a retread to me, because things we process as children can always come back in adulthood where thoughts and feelings get more complicated. Nostalgia becomes more powerful, anxieties can get existential, and a yearning for a life we lost can become overwhelming. And this is amplified because he and Katara have built Republic City, a place where all four nations can become one community. But relatably, Aang's yearning and guilt stops him from partaking in community. He retreats inward and isolates himself. He has been going out alone in search of relics from the air nomads in order to preserve their history and his former way of life. After one of his searches, he encounters the Denied, a group of extremist non-benders who feel forgotten and powerless in a world dominated by the culture of benders. The Denied successfully steal a map from his air temple and escape. And this is where Aang's fear takes over and causes his first mistake. His role as Avatar is to maintain balance and peace in the world, and rather than attempting to relate to the Denied, all he can think about is that if he died, no airbenders would be left. So he focuses on trying to stop them rather than listening to their issues. Because if he did, maybe he'd learn that they too feel the same isolation that he feels. But honestly, that's kind of me projecting here. One of my issues with this film is that the film itself does not seem preoccupied with exploring the issues and past of the Denied. Fleshing out their feelings and actions could have helped them feel less hollow and more understandable, as who among us does not at times resent those that are powerful when we feel powerless? Aang calls upon his old friends to join him in going after the Denied, but finds a mirror of himself while he does. An ancient airbender, Taga, trapped in ice. And Taga's mere existence offers Aang relief from his loneliness and relief from his fear of the air nomads ending with him. We even see his childlike excitement come back when he learns how airbenders can connect with each other instinctually. It's the same level of excitement we saw when he asked Katara to go penguin sledding with him in episode 1. This relief proves to be false when it's revealed that Taga was given the power to airbend by Avatar Sonam's magic staff. We then flash back to see Taga witnessing the violent rise of the Earth Kingdom's effect on his people, and despite the teachings of the air nomads, it breaks him. Taga repeats the patterns of their behavior and attempts to start his own violent rise for the air nomads. And this is why Avatar Sonam had to freeze him in the ice. And now, he attempts to start that violent rise again by granting airbending power to the Denied and causing destruction to Republic City. We then get a brilliant visual callback where, much like Taga sees the destruction of his people, Aang sees the destruction of the place he helped build, and it breaks him. But before Aang can cement himself as that mirror to Taga, he once again dreams of his youth and envisions his friends laughing and playing. He then hears another lesson from Monk Gyatso. You must be prepared to do what frightens you the most. Aang destroys the staff and decides to do what fears him, Taga, and many of us the most. Forgive and let go. Forgive the people who wrong us. Forgive ourselves for our mistakes. Let go of the guilt that consumes us. Let go of the fear that holds us back. let go of that past life we can no longer have as an anchor that holds us back, and instead use it as a reference. Because for Aang, power is not what can bring the air nomads back. Whether that be spreading their actual abilities to people, or by making an all-powerful air kingdom. Instead, what's most important is embracing the culture and utilizing their teachings to make sense of life. And as Togha fades away into the spirit world, he and Aang recite one of their beliefs. Air nomads are formed from the mist. We walk the world for a moment in time. Then we return to the eternal wind. So, off-screen unfortunately, Aang takes on acolytes, including at least one of the Denied, giving them community and a place to belong, and they find that the original airbenders, Sky Bison, are not extinct after all, giving them hope that they can one day build a new society of air nomads. Unfortunately, I think this story struggled with the constraints of a 90-minute runtime. This movie introduces themes and ideas without enough time to fully realize them, whereas the slice-of-life nature of some of the episodes of the original series help breathe life into these characters, their relationships, and the show's themes. As I mentioned before, the Denied are legitimately just given exposition from Aang to explain who they are. We could have used at least one scene of the lives of the people who are not benders, showcasing their issues and how they feel isolated from society, as each nation is ultimately centered around elemental bending. Perhaps even in Republic City, which promises to be the place where all are welcome. Also, how does Sokka feel about the Denied's movement? Could he help sway them? And speaking of his friends, I think showcasing the GAang interact could have fit thematically with the importance of community and how Aang has been negatively impacted by isolating himself. I also think replacing the original voice cast may have hurt the film. I'm not sure what the reason was, whether it be nostalgia or an actual performance/direction issue, but their performances didn't work for me as well. But where the format change helped is in animation. This is the best the franchise has ever looked. I do wish the character models fell a little more in line with the original series art style, but this film is still breathtaking. And while the journey this franchise has had over the years has not been the smoothest, I am ultimately very happy it's back. And even if the sheer brilliance of the original series was ultimately lightning in a bottle, I'm hopeful that they continue to explore these complex themes for a new generation like they did for mine. And if I'm lucky enough, from time to time, I'll even be able to revisit the old GAang. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the film in the comments down below, and subscribe for more videos. Be well. I'll see you again next time.